In one of Australia's most isolated communities, a family of 4 arrives at the school escorted by a team of security guards.
Yeah, it's a bit heartbreaking because they kind of get a taste of it, but they don't get to really embrace, normality, I guess.
When 7:30 visited Christmas Island last week, asylum seekers Nades and his wife Priya welcomed our camera before walking their eldest child Kopika to the classroom. Both children had been sick earlier in the week, and this was Kopika's first day back.
And it's wonderful that the parents are able to accompany the children to school every morning, but at the end of the day, they've got to go back to a prison, and that's what it is.
It's not a prison, it's a detention centre. The government says that's a difference.
You can call it a prison or not a prison. I'm calling it a prison. A prison is a place where people are held without their consent.
This is the Australian government's immigration policy in action. A lesson that its hard line on stopping all boat arrivals will never waver, or what critics prefer to see as unnecessary cruelty.
As a mother, you want your kids to experience all of those beautiful things. I feel like those girls are really missing out on those beautiful things in life.
The story of how this family came to Christmas Island has its origins in the Sri Lankan Civil War over a decade ago. Minority Tamils Nades Murugapan and the woman he would later marry, Priya, fled the war-torn country, arrived in Australia separately by boat, and started a family in country Queensland, while their claims for asylum were being assessed. Australian immigration authorities determined they were not refugees and forcibly removed them from their central Queensland home in Biloela in 2018 to prepare for their deportation back to Sri Lanka.
I don't think we should have special arrangements in place for anybody. We need to have a consistent regime so that there is a consistent message to the people smugglers that you're not welcome in this country.
For nearly 3 years, the family has been in immigration detention, most of the time here on Christmas Island, as they continue to fight their case in court, trying to get authorities to assess the refugee claim of their youngest child. For the best part of 2 years, the family have been living in this small donga complex just over the fence behind me. Now, it's not a particularly isolated part of the island. It's a very short walk to the sport and recreation centre to my left. But supporters say years of living under constant guard with no freedom of movement is taking its toll on the family's mental health.
I don't think you'll find anybody on Christmas Island who thinks little kids should be kept in detention. And what I hear from those who might not have been so sympathetic to refugees generally is that this is wrong. Enough's enough.
Christmas Island Shire President and Labor Party member Gordon Thompson, who also heads the local union, says the family should be moved back to Queensland.
Those little kids should not be in detention. They should be sent back to Biloela, where they're welcomed by that Biloela community.
5,000 kilometres away, a group of Biloela friends hasn't forgotten the Tamil family, wrapping presents for upcoming birthdays, including a soft toy cockatoo.
Kopika's had her 6th birthday, Tanika's got her 4th birthday in less than a month. Priya and Nades, they always say that it's the support they've gotten that keeps them going.
Back on Christmas Island, the Biloela presents will be delivered to the Tamil family by local supporters.
There's lots of other people in the community that really go out of their way to, make them feel like they are important and that they haven't been forgotten.
Renata Davis sometimes sees the family at community events with her own children, and during visits to a nearby farm, she helps manage.
When they're up here, it's really nice for them to be surrounded by nature, and the girls are just in constant awe and, curious about the bugs that they find and feeding the ducks and the chickens and the plants. And It's always sad saying goodbye to them when you see them and you wave bye and you know that they're going back to be surrounded by a fence.
Many Christmas Islanders rely on immigration detention as a source of income, with the government spending $55 million last year on reopening the massive Northwest Point facility. In town, the community blackboards at the island's only roundabout expressed support for the Tamil family, although some of the messages were erased the day after 7:30 filmed here.
Well, we're a microcosm of the Australian community, so you've got people that think it's completely justified and those that are up in arms about it.
But it's the detention of children that cuts deep.
If you try and imagine that being your world and having such little kids who have not really known anything else, yeah, it's a bit heartbreaking.
I think on a case-by-case basis, a nation that we are should have come to a much more humanitarian resolution by now.
Australian Border Force denied 7:30 access to the family in detention, citing operational reasons. Our camera caught the family walking to their eldest child's basketball practice last Wednesday, with a guard for each family member. Family supporters told 7:30 the younger child, Tarnika, was still unwell and didn't go to kindergarten that day. 7:30 left the island on Friday. Supporters say Tarnika's health declined rapidly over the weekend. She was medically evacuated to Perth yesterday with suspected pneumonia and a blood infection, along with the toy cockatoo from Biloela.
Tarnika can get the help she need now. Please help us to get her out of detention and home to Biloela.
We know that people in immigration detention are disproportionately likely to have significant health issues, and for that reason alone we've expressed deep concern about using a facility like Christmas Island for detention.
The federal government has dismissed claims by family supporters that authorities took too long to treat Tarnika's illness.
There are some present medical issues involving the family, and they will continue to receive every medical care, and that care and where they are treated will continue to be determined by doctors, by the medical professionals who advise us on these matters.
The Home Affairs Minister Karen Andrews has told 7:30 the family's accommodation could be modified to make it more comfortable. And she also hinted they could be part of a wider resettlement program, possibly involving another country.
We are going through the process now of investigating a range of resettlement options in relation to a number of different circumstances here in Australia. I can't make public commentary on that at the moment because I don't want to disrupt those negotiations.
Christmas Island is a wonder of the natural world, but for Nades and Priya and their family, it represents a life in limbo.
Priya and Nades, is there anything you'd like to say at all as you're walking along?
Yeah.
Thank you, God.
Thank you for all of your love and supporting. Thank you. Your love is helping me and my family stay strong.
I need them here. I need them back home. I need to be able to put my arms around them and help them get through the rest of their life after what they've been through.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 7:30's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.